Oklahoma's new attorney general wants to add more time between executions in our state.
Right now, they're scheduled 30 days apart, but AG Gentner Drummond wants to expand it to 60 days, saying the shorter duration is too hard on prison employees. News on the 6's Kristen Weaver tells us what victims' families think of that idea. Kristen?
Well, Craig and Lori, Gentner Drummond says he's already talked to a family that would be affected, and he says he does not take this lightly. Since executions resumed in 2021, the state has put 8 people to death and 21 more executions are pending. But Attorney General Gentner Drummond says the pace is simply too fast for those involved in the process.
The execution of any individual is a solemn event, and it's the highest and strongest exercise of a state's power. And it's not to be taken lightly.
Drummond has asked the Court of Criminal Appeals to extend the time between the next 7 executions to 60 days. Right now, the time in between them is only 30 days, and he says that's taking a toll on DOC employees. Drummond says he was at Scott Eisenberg's execution last week and plans on being at each one.
I believe that the Attorney General, as the Chief Law Enforcement Officer, should be present. I was not there for political purposes, but to support the men and women of H Unit who have volunteered and devoted considerable energy, mental, physical energy toward the accomplishment of that objective.
The Department of Corrections says in a statement that it supports the request and says the corrections professionals of this agency invest a significant amount of time in preparation to ensure these sentences are carried out with the utmost professionalism. Drummond says no matter what, his goal is to put victims' families first. Now, the next prisoner scheduled to be executed is Richard Glossip next month, and if that extension is approved, that will be moved to March. Now, the remaining 13 prisoners will be addressed at a later date. Live in Tulsa, Kristen Weaver, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.